The government released Trump's financial disclosure, 927 pages in there, $1.4 billion that Trump earned from his family's crypto ventures in a single year. 600 plus million came from the Trump meme coin, another almost 800 million from a company called World Liberty Financial. And while Donald Trump made all that money, hundreds of thousands of ordinary people who bought his coin lost their money. By the middle of last year, more than 750,000 crypto wallets were underwater on the Trump coin. The people buying were betting on the coin going up. Trump wasn't betting on anything. He made money every time it was bought, sold, or traded, win or lose. It's the Trump casino all over again. They were playing the game. He owned the casino. Nothing illegal here. It's a game, but it's also a foreign policy game. Because the same crypto machine that made Donald Trump so much money is the machine that ties him to foreign governments. And it's the machine that opened his very first deal with Vladimir Putin. Follow the money. It might lead to Moscow. But before we go there, quick thing, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Now, off we go to the casino. First, let's understand how the machine works. The Trump meme coin makes nothing. No product, no company. Its only value is Trump himself, his image, his power, and your attention. Trump's companies collected fees and sale revenue. The coin could plunge. The buyers could lose everything. The cash had already moved upstream to the casino owners. And none of this is hidden. It's written into the public company documents. The system is built so the owners get paid first and the public absorbs the risk. And now watch who else figured out how the machine works. World Liberty Financial isn't a Trump company. It was co-founded by Trump's sons and by the sons of Steve Witkoff, the man Trump sends to negotiate with Russia, the Gulf states, and basically all of the Middle East. 4 days before Trump was sworn in, an investment firm backed by Sheikh, the national security advisor of the United Arab Emirates, a man they literally call a spy sheikh, quietly bought 49% of World Liberty, $500 million. Bigger part went straight to Trump family entities, lesser part to the Witkoff family. Then there was another deal by another Emirati state, and a few months after, the Trump administration agreed to give the UAE access to 500,000 of America's most advanced AI chips, technology the previous administration had deliberately blocked. Of course, there's no document that says chips for crypto. Everyone involved denies a connection. But the doubt itself is exactly why crypto is so dangerous for foreign influence. A foreign government doesn't have to walk in with a suitcase full of money to Trump Tower or any tower anymore. Which brings us to Russia. Before Steve Witkoff ever negotiated Ukrainian territory or Russian sanctions with Vladimir Putin, he negotiated a prisoner swap. February 11th, 2025, Witkoff flies to Moscow. It was the first high-level American visit to Russia since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Witkoff comes home with Mark Fogel, an American teacher who'd spent more than 3 years in a Russian prison. And what did Russia get in return? Russia got Alexandra Vinnik. Vinnik wasn't a spy or a soldier. He ran a BTC-e, one of the biggest crypto exchanges of the early era, and according to the US Justice Department, one of the primary channels on the planet for laundering money from ransom, hacking, and drugs. More than $9 billion moved through it. Vinnik pleaded guilty in an American court to money laundering and nothing else. And getting Vinnik back cracked the door open. Within a day of Fogel's and Vinnik's return, Donald Trump was on the phone with Vladimir Putin. And right after that call, Trump ordered his team to begin negotiating an end of the war with Ukraine. Russia gets its crypto guy back. The channel opens, Trump calls Putin, the Ukraine talks begin. The relationship that is now deciding the fate of Ukraine was born out of a crypto deal. Now, a prisoner swap is obviously good. Bringing an American home is a good thing. That's not the point. The point is the world Vinnik came from, because it's not just a crime story, it's a story about what crypto is in Russia. BTC wasn't a normal exchange. At its peak, it handled around 15% of all trade between dollars and Bitcoin. And it was built for one thing: anonymity. No real names, no questions asked. If you needed to turn dirty money into clean money, this was the machine. A London blockchain firm, Elliptic, found that it called a strong link between BTC and the GRU operatives. The GRU is Russian military intelligence. So the link between BTC and the GRU operatives behind the 2016 hack of the Democratic Party. And I repeat, it's a quote from a London blockchain firm. Elliptic did not provide a direct connection. They said there is a strong link. Vinnik was never charged with anything to do with the election. He pleaded guilty to money laundering, and that's it. But the fact that the investigators were even looking tells you what BTC was. A place where the money of Russian intelligence and the money of ordinary criminals ran through the very same pipes. In the West, crypto is a private market. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it's unregulated, but it's private. In Russia, nothing is private. Crypto is something else. It's a tool of the state. They use crypto to pay the sleeping cells and the fake opposition that actually works for the Kremlin. Today, the Kremlin has a crypto weapon it runs in the open. It's called A7A5, a double-backed stablecoin tied to a sanctioned Russian defense bank, built for a single purpose: moving money around Western sanctions. It has already moved more than $100 billion. And now, here's the picture. Trump made $1.4 billion on crypto. A foreign spy chief who bought half his crypto company got his chips. A channel to Putin opened with the return of a crypto criminal. And that criminal came from a Russian crypto world where crime and the security services are basically the same thing. This is not one giant coordinated conspiracy. No, of course not. There's no secret room, no master plan, no single villain pulling every string. It's something quieter and maybe even more dangerous. Crypto erased the wall between the president's private bank account and American foreign policy, between the people who pay him and the people he sits across the table from, between his wallet and the Gulf states and Moscow. When the president profits from the same instrument that foreign governments use to reach him, and that the Kremlin uses to move its money, you don't need a secret plot. So the next time you hear the words peace deal, stiff Witkoff flying to Moscow, and probably you will hear about it soon, don't just ask whether the fighting stops. Ask who drafted the plan, who controls the frozen billions, and who gets paid. Because Donald Trump's crypto story stopped being a story about coins a long time ago. He can make all the money he wants as the owner of the casino. It's the foreign visitors of the casino that can make things actually more dangerous for the Americans playing inside. It's a story about who owns American foreign policy, and it might be a story about Russia, the Gulf states, or any other state. And somebody is just counting the money. Please hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.